Hi everybody, I'm back with a new deck. It is actually my standard Magic deck. I've played it a few times. I X1'd one event and I won our last week's Friday Night Magic with it. And you'll kind of know the list, it's a little bit familiar. It's the green-black Brian Kibler deck. I've made a few changes to it and I like some of the modifications I made. And here's the list. So it's going to start out pretty basic. Just like his, it's 4 Elvish Mystics. They're your best turn 1 play. Obviously, it's this or Thoughtseize. Those are the only things you can do. And it accelerates you to 3 drops on turn 2 and 4 drops on turn 3, which is incredibly powerful with this deck. You can also do things like play Elvish Mystic off of a Shockland, and then turn 2 play Swamp, Thoughtseize them, and then play the next card we have, which is 4 copies of Lot Latrell. So you can Thoughtseize and Lot Latrell both on turn 2 with a turn 1 Elvish Mystic. Lot Latrell is incredibly good in this deck. I'd probably call him one of the premier creatures in this deck. He has Trample, Regenerate. He's a 2/1. He pitches guys to get bigger. Interacts very, very favorably with Varolz because he fills your graveyard full of things and is a good scavenge target. Yeah, just Lot Latrell is an insanely good creature now. Triple Scavenging is. It's a good life gainer. It also lets you just kind of generate a large creature by putting creatures in the graveyard. What you notice is a theme with this deck. It can utilize a graveyard. It also just plays very cost-efficient threats. Scavenging is being one of the best cost-efficient threats in Standard right now. Another good cost-efficient threat is 4 Dreadmanglers. 3 mana, 3/3 haste scavengers. If you watch my other video about the Bug Evolve deck, you know how much I love Dreadmangler. And you notice this list looks sort of familiar. Dreadmangler is just a incredibly powerful card. It has a lot of utility in a deck like this, just because it can attack for 3, it can be pitched and then scavenge for either 3 or 5, 3 if you have rolls in play. And it just it puts a lot of damage on the board. A lot of pressure against the control decks. 2 copies of Varolz. He allows you to scavenge for the mana cost of any creature in your graveyard. That allows you to do a lot of plays with your Polkranos and your Reaper of the Wilds and your Dreadmanglers and your Boon Satyrs and other cards you'll see. That's pretty much all of them actually. And put a lot of power on the board. You can also sacrifice another creature to regenerate himself, which allows some really interesting interactions with the next card actually, which is Boon Satyr. We play the full 4 Boon Satyrs. Boon Satyr is probably the biggest power for mana in Standard right now. 4 for 3 I think is as big as you can get, really. There is a 4 for 5, but 4 for 5s are more reasonable than 3 for 4s, I think. This card is ridiculously powerful. It has a flash 3 for 4 2, or bestow for 5. Still at flash, which allows you to bestow Boon Satyr onto a creature, and then after a Supreme Verdict, if your Varolz in play, you can sacrifice the creature to regenerate your Varolz, and then the Boon Satyr will fall off. That's not right. No, actually, no, that doesn't work at all. Sorry, it is 5 o'clock in the morning, so I forget things really easily. That will not work, because then your Boon Satyr will die. What you can do is if you have a creature, that's right, it's if you attack. I was thinking that if you attacked with your team and you had a bestowed Boon Satyr, you can use Varolz's ability to regenerate himself, popping the Boon Satyr off as a blocker. That's what I was thinking of. The Supreme Verdict play is just bestowing a Boon Satyr onto a guy, saying go, if they verdict you, a 4/2 pops off. That's the play I was thinking of. I mixed up the 2 different Varolz Boon Satyr interactions. Insanely powerful card. Yeah, just really, really good. Double Polkranos. He's one of the big guys in the deck. You play a lot of mana sources with the 4 Elvish Mystics, and then you play 24 lands? 25 lands? You play a lot of lands. And so Polkranos' monstrous thing for 3 or 4 is almost inevitable in this deck. It's not like you're going to miss that many land drops. And he's just big. Again, I mentioned the Lot Latrell Varolz Polkranos interaction, where it's 4 mana, put 5 counters on your Lot Latrell. Really, really powerful. 3 Reaper of the Wilds. I'll fully say the deck I won the F&M with was playing 4 Reaper of the Wilds, and I wasn't playing this other card. But after a little bit of testing, I realized that this build's a little bit better. The 4 Reapers are just insanely good. They're 4/5s for 4. It's a lot of power. It's a good toughness because it doesn't die to Anger of the Gods or Museum Mortars. Cost 4, so it can't die to Abrupt Decay. It's black, so it can't die to Doomblade. It's multicolored, so it can't die to Ultimate Price. So your answers to this card are Hero's Downfall and Putrefy, which don't work because he can have Hexproof. So you pretty much can't kill it outside of a sweeper, and it has to be exactly Supreme Verdict. And if, you know, if I can play around Supreme Verdict, or if he'll have one after my Thought Seizes, just putting this card in play is ridiculously powerful. Also, whenever another creature dies, I scry, which then allows me to tutor my draws, so I can be Verdict, have 2 or 3 creatures die, fix my draw steps, draw the exact card I need, and kill you. So, good card. The 4th Reaper gets cut for a Bow. Bow is very powerful because it allows you to ramp up your guys' power with the counters, gain life with the, in like a race or something, and just every end step you just gain 3 life, or just make your guys bigger. It can also shoot down cards like Judge's Familiar that are kind of annoying, that just kind of poke at you. There's another good flyer I was thinking that I could kill in this format. I can't remember what it was now. I'm sure I'll think of it later. But also, attacking creatures you control have Death Touch. Allows you to instantly have the Death Touch trample combo with Lotlatrol. Which, if you're not familiar with that, because Death Touch says any damage that the creature does with Death Touch is considered lethal damage, you can assign them 1 damage with Lotlatrol, and then the rest just tramples straight into the player. So it means that they can't chump block your Lotlatrols that often. It also makes sure, like, you're attacking Elvish Mystics, trade for any guy they have. So it's just insanely, insanely good. We play the full playset of Thoughtseize. Why? Because I can afford 4 Thoughtseize now. So I'm going to play 4 Thoughtseize, because it's broken. And shouldn't have been printed in Standard, and it's unfun gameplay, and it's just... it's too good not to play a playset of. It also allows you to clear Supreme Verdict, and Hero's Downfall, and Jace, and anything that you need to get rid of. Gods, you just pluck them out of your hand. Play Triple Abrupt Decay. Detention Sphere is a real card. Esper is a real deck, so Detention Sphere is a real pain in my ass. So we play Abrupt Decay to get around it. Also kills creatures, kills blockers, kills Boros Reckoner, which is really good against this deck. Stuff like that. And again, disclaimer, the deck I was playing at the F&M that I won had 1 Hero's Downfall, 1 Putrefy, but it didn't actually matter. I never go to Planeswalker with it. I'm playing double Putrefy, mostly because, partly because of my success with this deck at locals over the past few weeks, and just because the deck's getting more popular. Lotlatrol has gone very up in playability. And so being able to kill a creature and having it not regenerate is very important, with Lotlatrol and Virals running around. Also, being able to kill artifacts allows you to kill weapons. It allows you to kill the hammer, the whip, and the bow. And the spear, I guess, is relevant too. You can kill any of that. I do have the Hero's Downfall in the side deck, just because I don't want to die to like an Elspeth or something. Now for the lands, I'm going to play 1 Meta Vault. Like I said, you play a lot of lands, so you want to be able to have your lands be aggressive when you need to. So you just play the 1 Meta Vault. You're still a little bit hungry for colors, so you can't play a million Meta Vaults. You don't have that many draws to get all of your colors. So just the 1 Meta Vault. We're green and black, so we play all 4 Overgrown Tombs. We're playing 3 Guild Gates. Just be a little bit conservative with colors. Full Guild Gates, you're not going to be able to turn 1 your Mystic. I keep on calling it Lamorolf because it is. You're not going to be able to turn 1 your Elvish Mystic consistently if you play 4 Guild Gates. So we're only going to play the 3. We play 7 basic swamps. All white bordered. Because I like white bordered swamps. I like the little T symbol basics. So 7 swamps for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 forests. Yeah, that's about it. You want a good number of green sources because you want to be able to turn 1 your Elvish Mystic. You also want to be able to play double green for Polar Kranos when that comes up. and being able to have access to a lot of green sources for your scavenging use. Alright, let's move to the side deck. Now, those who have seen the bug evolve list that is on this, that is also on this channel, you'll notice a lot of similarities between these two decks. Kind of proud about that, to be honest. And we have all this lovely stuff again. Haven't left their sleeve yet. Haven't had a reason to. Still playing Vraska. That's the first card in the deck, side deck. One Vraska. Just one this time because the side deck's actually very, very full. Kills any permanent. In the long game against control, if this card doesn't eat a detention sphere, you can actually just kill them with the assassin tokens. You know, if they've been verdicting your creatures and out of removal spells, you make 3 cards they have to answer, or else they literally just die. They can also kill Jace, Elspeth, detention spheres. Kills anything and everything. That's why you play her. 3 Gifted Orzhova. When I saw this in the Kibler's list, I laughed. And I played my first F and I went out of it. And then in hindsight, I looked at the one game I lost in top 8. And I realized that I would have won if I had access to Gifted Orzhova. This card is actually unbeatable in a race. The red decks can't beat you. Oh, that's what I was thinking. Chandra's Phoenix. This card jumps up and blocks their Chandra's Phoenix and you gain 3 or 4 life. I was thinking the bow can kill Chandra's Phoenix. And they can res it and you just kill the Chandra's Phoenix again. Gifted Orzhova is an insanely powerful card. Insanely powerful effect. Ignore the white symbols. It's not a white card in this deck. It does make it a little bit... it is weak to Glare of Heresy, I guess. But if they're citing in Glare of Heresy against you, it's laughable. So whatever, it doesn't matter. Triple Duress. So we play 7 discard spells. Post-board against control. Play 7 discard spells. This is where me and the Kibler list start to separate a little bit. I'm not the biggest fan of 4 Mistcutter Hydras. I also don't have access to them at the moment. If I get them, I feel like I cut maybe 1 Duress and maybe 1 of the next card for like 2, but I don't think like 4 is excessive. I don't fight that much mono blue at my locals, so it doesn't matter. But 7 discard spells against Esper, because if you discard their hand, they lose the game. So 7 discard spells. Triple Golgari Charms. These also come in against Esper. They also come in against mono blue and mono white, and I think that's it. Yeah. So the reason why they come in against mono blue is -1/-1 all your guys is a very, very cost-effective way to clear Judge's Familiar, Master of Waves, and all the tokens. Now, even if they have 2 or 3 Master of Waves in play, the Masters aren't any bigger than 2 ones. So you just go Golgari Charm everything, and all of it dies. Also, against control, you can regen all of your creatures out of a Supreme Verdict, and you can destroy target detention spheres. So Golgari Charm is just insanely powerful. Just wish this was uncounterable like Abrupt Decay. Then we have our varied removal package. 2 Doomblades. You play the 2 Doomblades because mono blue, mono red, mono green are all very good decks. You play the ultimate price against mono black, and the Hero's Downfall against mono black. Pretty much if you need removal. And so if the Putrefies are dead, like say they aren't playing artifacts, you can side in Hero's Downfalls if they're playing creatures and planeswalkers. Again, against Esper, it's very good. They tap out for a planeswalker, you just kill it on their end step. They get like 1+ out of a planeswalker. If they're greedy and minused it, they're probably just dead. So that's it. That's my version of the green-black Brian Kibler Theros standard aggro deck. It's kind of funny. He has a big article about how important names are, and he hasn't even named this deck. I guess green-black aggro-y, graveyardy stuff and things is probably the best name for this deck. So that's it. That's the deck tech for this. Thank you for watching. I made a couple errors, but I'm sure I'll hear about it in the comments. So thanks for watching, and have a good day.